Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Oh, good morning, good morning. A little late into the dance, but good morning to you and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Friday, wherever you are joining us from today. We can see already it is chilly out there in Massachusetts. I hope that indeed you do have find a special warm place and a warm place to take your story time. Thank you so much for joining in today. Glad you're here with me. And you know, it's the complete opposite out in Lusaka. I was just talking to friends out there, and it is hot right now. Yes, October is hot. So Lusaka scorching right now. But Massachusetts, very chilly out there. Thank you so much for joining in and welcome to Storytime. Please, as always, let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you, if anybody. But of course, you are welcome even if you're just by yourself. Thank you so much for being here and welcome to Storytime. And today we have a special book coming to Storytime, brand new from Candlewick Press. And this one is written and illustrated by Juliana Perdomo. And this one is called Sometimes All I Need Is Me. Yes, indeed. Sometimes All I Need Is Me. This one is a beautiful book indeed. And says in here, this heartwarming picture book reassures children that sometimes everything we need, courage, joy, peace, and love, is already inside of us. How special is that? Yes, and I hope that today, as you go through this day, you realize that, and indeed you remember that, and remember that you are special, and all those things that we look for, all those things that we need. Yes, courage, joy, peace, and love, they're all inside our hearts already. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope that you stick around for this one and get to enjoy it very, very shortly. This one coming to you from Juliana Perdomo and Candlewick Press. Thank you so much to them for allowing us to share lovely books here on Storytime, and I hope that you enjoy this one. Yes, it is here for us. Sometimes all I need is me. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely excited to share that one with you, and I hope that you did have a wonderful week indeed. And I know that there's been moves for you, Erin, Clara, and of course Tara. I hope that your move was great. I hope that you're settling into the new place. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, and glad that we could keep you company during your move. Thank you for being here with us, and of course we're looking forward to see who else is joining us this morning. But remember, if you're joining us for the recordings, please leave us a message. Let us know that you were here, so indeed we can say hi to you, and also, you know, leave us your recommendations as well, so we can work and bring them here to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. And one of my favorite books, which is our special mention for today, is I Wish You More. This one from Emmy Krauss Rosenthal and Tom Lichtenheld is just a beautiful book, full of just amazing wonders, all things that we wish for our little ones, all things that we wish for our loved ones. And this one, if you haven't checked it out yet, please check it out on Storytime platforms, but also find it at your local library. Find it where you find books. I Wish You More. Yes, I wish you more, because you deserve that. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. A wonderful book indeed, and I hope that you do check it out. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a wonderful story. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Yes, Erin, Clara, good morning to you. And of course, Tara McNamara, good morning to you and welcome to Storytime. And you're joining us from chilly Massachusetts today. Thank you so much for being here. Hugs to you. And I hope that you do indeed have a wonderful weekend ahead. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it that we are here together. Yes, not taking this time for granted. Thank you so much for being here with us. And Clara, you're here with us too today. Thank you for joining in. Good to see you on the live. Pamela Courtney, good morning to you. How are you doing today? Braylon and Chad, welcome back, Braylon. Thank you so much for joining in. Wishing a happy Friday and fun weekend. Yes, positive vibes coming in all the way out from Natchitoches, Louisiana today. Braylon, Chad, Auntie Pam, and you are wishing everyone a happy Friday and a wonderful weekend. Well, thank you indeed. Those blessings received, and we're sending them right back to you too as well. Hope you have a lovely Friday and indeed a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Another great lineup awaits next week. But before then, we do have a story to share together. And this one is called Sometimes All I Need Is Me. Great reminders from this one. It is written and illustrated by Juliana Perdomo, a friend of Storytime actually. And it mentions in the book too that, this heartwarming picture book reassures children that sometimes everything we need, courage, joy, peace, and love, is already inside of us. I love that so much and cannot wait to share this book. Join me on the other side of this short break when we get started with our story for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Glad you are here with us. Remember, you can catch Storytime at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Of course, on certain days when we will change our time a little bit, but generally, we're here. Our set time is 7 a.m. Pacific time. So you can catch us for the recordings at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And sometimes we're live at that time too. And then, of course, you can always catch us at your convenience at storytimewithmrlimada.com, at Storytime with Mr. Limada on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for joining in. Get ready, get comfortable, get cozy. We'll be getting started with our story very, very shortly. Please join me on the other side of this very short message that we have for you this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciations to each and every one of you.
Have you ever wondered what makes you special? Maybe it's the color of your eyes. Maybe it's something that you can do, like sing. Well, with my brand new book, I See Me, you'll find out exactly what makes you awesomely special. Make sure you keep in touch with me on my social media handles and at Just in Time for Storytime. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Lamont.
Thank you, Justin. Yes, just in time for Storytime. Please catch Justin Ford and also check out his brand new book, I See Me. Thank you so much for joining. And of course, check out his interview too. We had a chat here on Storytime, so do check it out on our Storytime platforms and get to enjoy and learning a little bit more about Justin Ford. Thank you so much. Nick Nack, how are you doing, my brother? Katota, good to see you here. Thank you so much for joining in. Yes. Gamwamba basamgalia. Thank you so much for joining in. Katota, love it. That's my brother right there, all the way out in Lusaka, Zambia. Appreciations, yes. One love. I absolutely appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Good morning to you, Sharon Lungo. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, Soraya, good morning. Happy Friday to you. I hope that you have a wonderful Friday today and of course a wonderful weekend. And those glad tidings, those good wishes coming to you from Pamela Courtney and of course Braylon and Chad out in Natchitoches, Louisiana, saying we wish everybody a happy Friday and a fun weekend. Oh yes. And before then, let us enjoy this wonderful book together. Sometimes All I Need Is Me. This one is written and illustrated by Juliana Perdomo, and we're reading it with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. Here we go. Sometimes all I need is me. Oh, indeed. Sometimes all I need is me. Good morning, Marvin Jekwa. How are you doing? From, yes, a blazing hot Lusaka today. Sometimes all I need is me. Written and illustrated by Juliana Perdomo, and we're reading it with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. A big thank you to them indeed for allowing us to share wonderful books here on Storytime. We've shared 4 this week from Candlewick Press, so absolutely thankful indeed to them. I live in a cozy place with my mom and Roomba, our dog. Doesn't it look gorgeous? And it sounds amazing too, doesn't it? Sounds cozy. I live in a cozy place with my mom and Roomba, our dog. It smells like cinnamon tea and feels like warm pajamas. Oh my goodness. Sounds like the perfect place, doesn't it? It smells like cinnamon tea and feels like warm pajamas. What is that smell for you that reminds you of home or that tells you you are home? I will share mine at the end of the reading. It smells like cinnamon tea and feels like warm pajamas. Love it. But when I am away and everything is different, I become my own home where I feel calm. Such a great technique. But when I'm away and everything is different, I become my own home where I feel calm. Love it. Yes, indeed. I enjoy playing in the garden with Mateo, especially when the rain stops. Puddles make him happy, and his laughter is the best sound in the world. Oh my. I enjoy playing in the garden with Mateo, especially when the rain stops. Puddles make him happy, and his laughter is the best sound in the world. Oh my goodness. Whose laughter for you is the best sound in the world? Oh my. I love it. Love that description. But when I am alone, I can be my own company and make my own magic. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, I love playing with Mateo, and his laughter is the best sound in the entire world. But when I am alone, I can be my own company and make my own magic. Oh. I hope you get to make your own magic today too. I love listening to music. Me too, especially samba. What's your favorite kind of music? It feels like my heart follows the beat. Oh yes. I've been listening to a lot of Zambian music right now. Yo Mups is my favorite artist. I love listening to music, especially samba. It feels like my heart follows the beat. But when it's quiet, I become my own song and let myself dance. But when it's quiet, I become my own song and let myself dance. Oh, couldn't agree with you more, Pamela Courtney. Such beautiful illustrations indeed. At night, when it's too dark and my feet get cold, my room can be a scary place. At night, when it's too dark and my feet get cold, my room can be a scary place. Do you ever get scared in the dark? So I create my own light when I close my eyes and I think of the sun. Oh, so beautiful. My room can be dark. My room, when it's dark, can be a scary place. So I create my own light when I close my eyes and think of the sun. Oh. Yes, think happy thoughts. Think positive thoughts. In the dark room, I create my own light when I close my eyes and think of the sun. Oh, so beautiful. Sometimes when I wear my rainbow roller skates, I fall down. Oh. Luckily, I find kind people to help me out. Oh. Sometimes we do need others, don't we? Sometimes when I wear my rainbow roller skates, I fall. Luckily, I find kind people to help me out. Oh. But other times, I can be my own support and stand up by myself. Yes. Yes, sometimes I find kind people that help me out. But other times, I can be my own support and stand up by myself. Oh. Yes, indeed. Oh. When I feel sad, a hug from grandma makes everything better. It feels like a warm knitted sweater. Oh my goodness. Yes, when I feel sad, a hug from grandma makes everything better. It feels like a warm knitted sweater. Oh, I love that. I love that indeed. But when my grandma is not here, I can give myself a hug and know everything is all right. But when my grandma is not here, I can give myself a hug and know everything is all right. Yes, indeed. I can love myself and become whatever I need. Sometimes all I really need is me. Think about that. Yes, I can love myself and become whatever I need. Sometimes all I really need is me. Yes, indeed. All I really need is me. And that is the end of our book today. Oh, love this book so much. I hope that you enjoyed it. I most certainly did. And this one is dedicated to Juliana Perdomo's little sister, Pacos, who inspires me every day to be brave. Well, you all inspire me to be brave, to turn up here every single day. It is my happy place right here on Storytime with you all. Thank you so much. And sometimes all you need is yourself. Remember that all those things that we're looking for, everything that we're looking for, courage, joy, peace, and love, is already inside of us. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Please join me on the other side of this short break when we are back for a little more chat. Thank you so much for being here with me on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you all.
Hi, I'm Chad's older brother of Braylon, and I'm homeschooled in Natchitoches, Louisiana. And you're tuning in with Storytime with Mr. Lamata. Storytime with Mr. Lamata.
Welcome back. Thank you, Braylon, and glad to see you here too on our live today. And I hope that you did have a restful day yesterday. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. This has been Storytime this week. This has been Storytime for this wonderful Friday morning, and I hope that you do have a wonderful weekend ahead. And we've been reading Sometimes All I Need Is Me, and this one is a special book, beautiful book, coming to you from our friend here at Storytime, Juliana Perdomo, and of course we were reading it with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. Please find it at your local library. Find it where you find books. Thank you so much for being here. Absolutely appreciate you, and thank you. And our special mention for today is a book that we love so much here at Storytime, and this one is called I Wish You More, Emmy Krauss Rosenthal and Tom Lichtenheld, and this one is just powerfully beautiful, and I hope that you can find it and indeed get to enjoy it at home. Or please indeed check it out on the Storytime platforms. It is there, and see, so that as you get a copy and you can read along and you see what I am talking about. A beautiful book indeed. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Let us see quickly who was with us this morning enjoying that lovely book. Yes, Pamela, Courtney, Braylon, and Chad, I agree with you. Beautiful illustrations. Love them too. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Yes, indeed. Love how the main character has such agency. Yes, showing kids that there really are ways they can empower themselves. What a message. Absolutely appreciate you, Pamela, Courtney. Appreciate that recognition of that message that the book brings out to us. Thank you so much, and I'm glad that you're able to connect in such a deep way with it. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Appreciate you, and I will be sure to send on this message to Juliana Perdomo so she can see what you are saying about the book. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. Good morning to you out in Laguna Beach. Thank you so much for joining us today. Francia Bryce, thank you for being here. Francia, who else is joining in with you? Thank you so much for joining us. Glad you're here. Welcome to Storytime. And if it's your first time to Storytime, we hope to see you for many more. Thank you for being here. And of course, if you've joined us in the past, thank you for being here with us again, and good to see you. And next time I will try and remember the name. Francia Bryce, thank you so much for joining us out in Laguna Beach. Thank you so much for being here with us. Absolutely appreciate you. Happy Friday. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Another great lineup awaits next week. If you can't remember the books that we've read this week, I hope that this jogs your memory a little bit. Look at what we've had. Such fun that we've had this week. Wonderful books indeed. We've looked at the boy with hair, with flowers in his hair. Yes, we went with the farming, the construction crew, and farming strong all year long. John's turn, nervous Nigel, and of course today we did have Sometimes All I Need Is Me. Amazing books indeed that we've shared you this week on Storytime, and I hope that you've enjoyed each and every one. Please keep us sending us your recommendations so we can bring them here to Storytime. Remember that we all have our feet, our hands in many different places, and so you have certain books that we've not even heard of here on Storytime. So if you share them with us, then we can bring them and introduce them to everybody else here too. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And please, if you do know any independent authors, independent publishers out there, small publishing places, please let them know Storytime is here. Let them send us their stories, and so we can share them here on Storytime. Thank you so much for being here. This has been Storytime. Sometimes All I Need Is Me. A beautiful book indeed. Thank you to everybody that joined in. One more time, good morning to you, Clara, Erin, and of course, Tara McNamara out in Massachusetts, where it is chilly today. Thank you so much for joining in. Pamela, Courtney, Braylon, and Chad, thank you for joining us out in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Good to see you here, and indeed wishing everybody a happy Friday and a fun-filled weekend. Thank you so much for joining in. Bichanga Mbaya Katota, how are you doing, my brother? All the way out in Lusaka, where we know it is scorching hot today. Thank you so much for being here, and as well as Marvin Njekwa joining us from Lusaka as well. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. you. Sharon, Lungo, and Soraya right here in Oakland. Please remember to carry a sweater with you. It is going to be a little bit chilly out there in Oakland, especially the early morning part. Thank you so much for being here with us. Absolutely appreciate you. To everybody that is joining us later on for the recordings, well, we say we love you, and please let us know you were here. Drop us a message. Remember, you can find Storytime at storytimewithmrlimada.com. You can also find Storytime at Storytime with Mr. Limada on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for being here with us. And of course, a big welcome to you as well. And thank you for joining in Storytime today from Laguna Beach, Francia Bryce. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. This, my friends, has been Storytime for this week. Sending you hugs, 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 and love. This has been Storytime this week. This has been Storytime this Friday morning. This has been Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in, and I will see you again next week for more Storytime, God willing. Much love. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limada. Read me all of your stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limada, where all your dreams come true. He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.